Garima, make yourself visible, please.
Right now.
So, namaste, Francis,
Namaste.
and
Good
good
evening.
evening, and thank you for joining in from Goa. Right? I
Thank
always
you. It's a
joke. I
pleasure to be
always
here.
joke with people from from Kerala. My Malayali friends. I always tell them, you stay in God's own country, but I'm from the place where God goes for a holiday, which is Goa. So
All
welcome,
right.
Francis. Francis, we have with us my co-founders, Itu Vij Chopra and Nishan Sharma. We have Sumant Kumar, who is the one of the management at M3M Foundation. We have Gadama
Uh,
Lunia, Abiral Pandey, and Sanchi Trehan and Surbi, who are our Rex Karmavir Global Youth Fellows. So we have several categories of fellowship in the Rex
Hello,
Karmavir
everybody.
Global Fellowship Mission. So they are all our award recipients. And Sumant, of course, is one
Thank you,
of
sir.
our star champions also now, who has
Thank
to
you,
be
sir.
awarded this year along with you. So, Francis, to start with, we are very happy to nominate you for the Rex Karmavir Global Fellowship and the Karmavir Chakra Award instituted by the International Confederation of NGOs in association with the UN in partnership with the United Nations. So, we're very
Thank
happy
you.
to kind of nominate you for that because you're doing some good work. I know of you as a musician and a person who does a lot of karaoke sessions in Goa in the several bars like Goodman's, etc. But I didn't know this side of you, so I was pleasantly surprised to see you doing a song for championing, the concept of saving our trees. So, for Francis, to begin with, would you like to tell us a little about yourself, what your journey and your story has been so far?
Okay. Well, it's a long journey. After college, I got into the entertainment industry. I used to compare weddings and concerts earlier. That's how it started. Thereafter, I got into karaoke. That's where I met you. And I used to do a lot of karaoke shows in different restaurants and pubs. And later on, I wanted to play live music, and I'm a saxophonist. So I started a duo band called The Riffs, and that's how it still is. So we play at various resorts and restaurants and pubs and parties and live events. So I'm more into. I'm no longer doing. Sorry, I'm no longer doing karaoke anymore.
Okay,
Uh,
so you're more
totally
more
into live music.
more into the live duo band now.
Totally, yes.
So you are what we call as our missionary passopreneurs. You're a creative entrepreneur, right? Because you're independent. You're working for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So when did you start this duo band?
This duo band I started about 5 years back, and
Okay. And that's when you stopped
yeah,
conducting karaoke's altogether, is it?
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. 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 So what is the plan going forward after the duo band?
Oh, I think I'll stick with the duo band for some time.
Okay. And how old are
Also,
you now?
you're embarrassing me. Well, I'm 50.
You're 50?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So
And,
we are all not over the hill now. We are over the mountain. I also turned 50 in November, right?
okay.
You're good. You don't
Okay.
look 50. You look like you're 30 or something.
Oh my God.
Very good. So you are originally from Verna itself?
Yeah, I've been living in Verna for last 15 years or so.
Okay,
And
okay,
I'm originally from Panjim. Thereafter, I was living in Margao and then shifted to Van, and
okay,
that's where I'm
okay.
still
So do you
here.
want to play a small piece for us before we play the video?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the guitar or the sax?
No, I play on the guitar.
Okay, all right.
Because
Someday we'd like
the,
to
the
hear sax as well.
yeah the I'm playing the a small part of the song,
Hmm.
and the song doesn't have a saxophone part, so I'm
Hmm.
playing it on the guitar.
Go ahead, please.
So Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I play the main hook of the song. That's the chorus.
Right.
Save our trees at least for the birds and bees. Absorbs pollution, prevents all erosion. Nature will unleash its fury someday. If we don't save our trees today, save our trees at least for the birds and bees. Absorbs pollution, prevents all erosion. Nature will unleash its fury someday. If we don't save our trees today.
So thank you so much, Francis. Okay, Nishant, let's play the video so that all our viewers can watch it. The music video.
Right, here we go.
You have to put on the sound. The computer sound has to be put on, Nishant. Nishant, the computer sound has to be put on.
Yet it gets no mercy
Can you start all over again, please?
Yes, sir. Was there an audio issue?
Yes, because you didn't put the computer sound on initially. Okay, now start.
Majestic trees the ones who you never thought would disappear, push million branches. Birds will rest, jumping cheerfully, while making their cozy little nest. Would it best for us to feed? Why don't we plant more trees? Give us oxygen that we breathe. Yet it gets no mercy from man's never-ending greed. Save our trees at least for the birds and bees. Absorb pollution, prevents all erosion. Nature will unleash its fury someday. If we don't save our trees today, we chop them off without a thought, build monstrosities and hitchhike by the concrete jungle so we'll get. When will we share this selfish mindset? Save our trees at least for the birds and bees. Absorb pollution, prevents all erosion. Nature will unleash its fury someday. If we don't save our trees today. Save our trees at least for the birds and bees. Absorb pollution, prevents all erosion. Nature will unleash its fury someday. If we don't save our trees today, chop them off without a thought, build monstrosities and hitchhike by the concrete jungle is all we'll get. When and leaves for the birds and bees. Absorb pollution, prevent soil erosion. Nature will unleash its fury someday. If we don't save our trees today, save our trees and leaves for the birds and bees. Absorb pollution, prevent soil erosion. Nature will unleash its fury someday. If we don't save our trees today.
So brilliant. Nishant, may I just request you to put the champagne poster up?
Yes.
So Francis has mentioned to you briefly over our chat on WhatsApp. We announced this campaign, as we call it, which is a champion campaign, along with the M3M Foundation. We said we are 1,300 million Indians and 1.3 billion Indians, and if each of us, plants and nurtures, not just plants, but nurtures 10 trees, we can create 13 billion trees, which will kind of add to preserving and reclaiming nature, because it's getting lost in the face of so-called progressive development. We can do away with the poster, Nishant. Thank you. So we are happy to initiate you as one of our tree savior heroes, because I think besides planting and nurturing trees, it is also very important for people to reach out and inspire and communicate to people that we need to plant trees, because if we are not preserving nature, we are creating a hazardous, toxic world for all humankind and all our living beings, including the animals. And I think that's what is happening around the world, including in Goa, where trees are being cut mindlessly. I remember the former chief minister of Goa, some jackass called Parsekar, had announced that coconut trees are not trees but grass, just to kind of ensure that all the coconut trees could just be cut willy-nilly without any legislation or regulation. You must have you must remember that. Do you remember when this happened around 3 years ago, right?
Yeah.
And the current CM is no better, right? Because in the name of business and development, they're doing everything which is wrong for the environment and the natural ecosystem of Goa. So what inspired you, Francisco, to create and put this song together?
Well, it's sad to see all the destruction taking place the world over, I would say.
Right.
The nature is being destroyed, and it's really sad to see. So during the lockdown, I got this opportunity to spend some time writing songs. And I thought maybe I write a song about the importance of conserving nature, saving trees, planting more trees, and maybe through my music I could inspire some people to do that. So that's what I've been trying to do. So
Very nice.
I've
And I
come up
think
with
that
this song.
that's very important, to create awareness and sensitize people that climate change is a real thing, right? Unlike some of the jackasses in government, whether it's the US government or Indian government, who want to debunk that climate change is not a real threat, whether it's Trump or Bolsonaro. I mean, people in Brazil have started encroaching into the Amazon forest. The Amazon forest are the lungs of the world. So I think there is a grave situation over here, a very grim situation, where in the name of development, if we destroy nature, then we are destroying humanity and all the living beings. And I'm happy that people like you are taking the initiative to inspire, create awareness, and sensitize people through your music, through your very powerful lyrics, and some great guitaring interludes over there. So great work, Francisco, and I'm proud to see a fellow Indian, a fellow Goan, and a fellow human being take initiative to kind of create this awareness. And that's what we do through the Rex Karmavir Global Fellowship Mission. We curate and nominate real heroes from around the world who are doing their small little things to make a difference, because none of us can do everything, but everyone can do something. That is a basic concept. And if we do our little something, then the world will become a better place. So with that, I'll kind of conclude, and I'll hand over to Itu,
Yeah,
Nishant, and
I've
all
got
our
a
other guests over here.
I've got a small message which if I could read out, I've penned it down.
Surely, go ahead, please.
Well, I would like to tell everyone here, like, don't make trees rare. Keep them with care. Plant a tree today. It will help us breathe tomorrow. Trees are the lungs of the world. Save trees and do not let them become a thing of the past, or their leaves will only be seen in the museums. Nature is beautiful. Save it. Nature is divine gift. Protect it. Trees are living beings. Love them and care for them.
Very
Wonderful.
nice. Excellent.
Few lines.
Yes, so over to you, Itu, Nishant, and very nice, very nicely written and well penned, Francisco. Very happy to see the passion that you bring to the table, and happy to have you as one of our Rex Karmavir Global Fellows, and joining the M3M and the Rex Karmavir Global Tree Savior Fellowship that we have created and announced. We're happy to nominate you for that. So over to Itu, Nishant. Aishwarya is also there from the M3M Foundation. But all of you who are invisible, I would request you to kindly make yourself visible so that you can interact with our guest of honor, Mr. Francisco Menezes. Over to you, Itu and Nishant, and then to everybody else.
Thank you so much, Jerry. Thank you so much, Francis. And
Thank you.
I'd like to just reiterate what Jerry has just mentioned. And I'd also like to bring for the importance of launching on the day that we chose, that is 26th of January 2021. And we at Rex Karamveer believe that the true patriot believes in speaking against what is wrong. If you're a true patriot, you will rise against the wrong. You will stand up and be the voice of the dissent and speak against the wrong. And you will always be righting the wrong through your actions, like what we've just talked about. That planting the trees. See, we've been cutting the trees. The right action would be planting them. And if each one of us, as Jerry was saying, can plant 10 trees, so we can bring back the glory. We can be the saviors. And another thing that I'd like to share with all of you that we put up in our post today, when we put up the post of the launch, the Mojosh Inspirator Ideas for Action. The power of interconnectedness of life and life form lies in sharing and respecting the role and the uniqueness of each organism. Grandeur, loftiness, and humble contributor mindset can be learned from trees. Their magnanimity of give becomes the joy for all. We cannot escape from the collective participation to make life on earth a thriving business for self and others. Life forms till we have participated in the shared vision. And the shared vision is we're talking about creating a better environment, creating awareness, and all of that. And also taking up the responsibility of our own doing and action. Our time here on the blue planet is finite, but we can live through forever by enhancing and continuum of life and creating a legacy of a better world from one we came into. Nature is forever inspiring us to bounce back, to not bog down and break down, to give and not always aspire to get. Nature is true character of selflessness and to be part of team player and believe in win-win as a leadership lesson that we need to keep relearning. So we don't need to ever forget that we are all connected. We cannot survive or thrive on our own. We need to understand this connectedness. If we are not going to be, if the plants and trees and other organisms are not going to be there, there will very, very soon come a time when we are not there. And yes, let's together try and save the lungs of the earth because we all need to breathe. So thank you so much for bringing such a lot of awareness and inspiration for all of us, Francisco, with your lovely song. And absolutely glad and happy to launch it on our forum today. And congratulations to you.
Thank you. And I would like to thank all of you for recognizing my efforts to create awareness. And thank you very much.
Yeah. Over to you, Nishant.
Right. Thank you. And yes, that was a beautiful song. I would just like to reiterate one of the favorite quotes, which is very simple: "Take care of trees, and trees will take care of you." Right. And I would like to now invite other fellows to share their initiatives, what they've been doing, so that they can inspire the other generation and everyone else to do the same. So
So
first we
we,
have
Before we have our
so we,
fellows,
yes.
let our friends from
and
M3M Foundation share their thoughts and insights. We
yes,
have Aishwarya and we have Suman Ji.
Sumant.
Please, Aishwarya and Suman, please share your thoughts. Oh, yes, Aishwarya is here.
Yeah.
Okay, go
Hi.
ahead, ma'am.
Hi.
Sure is there.
So it's a lovely initiative, and to see it happen, it's completely amazing. And M3M Foundation is really honored to be a part of this amazing campaign. And thank you, Francis. It was a beautiful song. And even at our foundation, of course, we have the Rich Arpan Drive, where we're planning to plant about 1 million trees in the next 3 years. We've done a couple of plantation at many of our projects as well. And it's lovely to see how all of you here are really, making an effort to have this campaign go successful. And, I like the way how what Jerry had said that, every individual planting 10 trees, we'll be able to reach that mark. And it's amazing. So thank you. And I'm just looking forward to this great campaign take forward. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sumant, we are waiting for you.
Thank you,
You-
Aishwarya, and
Thank
thank
you
you
so much.
for those beautiful words. And just to give you a little glimpse, we have been working on this with the M3M Foundation for over a year now. And due
Wow.
to the lockdown, we had to put it on the back burner. But now we finally kind of relaunched with this. And of course, the idea is to curate and over and then inspire them to kind of plant more trees
All
to
right.
matching ground, effectively creating a pipeline of tree saviors from around the world. So
That's amazing.
that's the intent and objective going forward. So thank you so much, Aishwarya. Pleasure having you with us and sharing your
Thank
lovely
you.
thoughts.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you,
Aishwarya
Jerry.
from the M3M family. They are they're basically into real estate, Francisco, in Gurgaon and Delhi NCR, and doing a lot of work through their foundation for the betterment of humanity and community and of course the environment. One of the few organizations which didn't lay off anybody during the pandemic and the lockdown. In fact, they went out of their way to kind of serve the migrant labor and people from the labor community. So thank you so much for all you do, Aishwarya, and the Bansal family and the Kanodia family.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Jerry.
much.
Thank
Sumanji,
you.
any thought? Thank you, thank you. And Sumanji, any thoughts that you want to share?
It's a very nice drive which is happening. And I would thank Jerry sir, Itu ma'am, Nishant, and the whole team, Dr. Pal ma'am, Ashwara ma'am, and everybody. I'm just waiting for that instruction, get set, go. And that is there today. So, with the tree stories and
Yes,
the
yeah, we are get set
yaps and all.
go.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're get set
That's
to
it.
go.
Yes,
That's it. Thank you.
you have been the trendsetter in kind of motivating us to get set and go. Thank you for that, Sumanji.
Always, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Francis, I must give you a caveat that the Wi-Fi may lag and kind of drag in a few places because in the Delhi NCR region, a lot of the Wi-Fi and mobile internet has been suspended due to the violence which was created or kind of planned during the farmer protests. So that's why the Wi-Fi has of all Vodafone, Airtel, Geo have been kind of erratic from the afternoon. So that's the reason that we might, even the video was hanging a little. Anyway, over to you, Nishant, and to the students. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sumanji. Thank you, Aishwarya.
So much. Thank you everyone for your views. So now we have some inspiring stories. Let's say we like to share what our fellows have been up to. And first we have Garima Lunia. So she's one of our youth fellows from 2019 cohort. And recently our choice, the co-founder's choice of Abadi Banu Begum Karmi Puraskar. So Garima, why don't you share the kind of work and campaign, your story with all of us?
So currently, I'm into a startup now. Plantation drive we have been planning, but it's not been successful as such because of the group. But so now I'm totally into a startup that aims skincare for all. It is basically to replace Vaseline and Borolene. So going into such depth. Plus, I'm trying to make it zero waste completely and transitioning to solar also bit by bit. And yeah, that's the plan for the year. So being entrepreneur before turning 24. That was the aim, and that's completed, I guess. Yeah, it was a
Fantastic.
good
Any message
whole thing.
to share? Yeah, please go ahead.
All I'm saying is action matters. Action matters a lot. What maybe it's not on social media, but at least on ground action literally matters. Not using single-use plastics at least will go a long way. And that's the basic effort. Waste segregation and not using plastic. We can go ahead and do it because we all are involved into that process of creating waste. So let's reduce it also. Let's start with this, and then there are a lot of campaigns to be taken forward. But बदलाव घर से शुरू होता है. Change begins from home, and that's where we can start. So yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Garima, for sharing
Excellent,
with all.
Garima. Keep
Yes,
going on with your good work. You have many more
Thank you, sir.
awards to
Can't
win
wait.
in the Rex Karmavir Global Fellowship hierarchy.
Thank you.
You
Can't wait
you
you to
you
try
you
my
have
products.
been awarded the blue medal so far, right?
Yeah.
And the Abada the Karmavir
Hmm.
Puraskar. Okay, great, brilliant.
Hmm. Hmm.
So keep doing the good work
Can't wait
and
you
keep
to try my
inspiring all of
products.
us. Yes, of course.
Sure.
now thank you, Garima. Now we have Abiral. So Abiral is also one of our young fellows, and he does a lot of interesting campaigns. But something that he doesn't share on social media, but I know he does, is his work with saving trees and the tree plantation. So Abiral, let's hear it from you. Please share.
Yeah, sure, sir. Namaste, everybody. So I'll begin with like when I was in my seventh or eighth class, I was reading one SST chapter in which there was some kind of movement called Chipko movement, where tribal people hug tree in order to stop people to cut the trees. So that really motivated me a lot, and from that moment I started thinking that I should also do something to save the trees. So right from that, I talked to my school administrator and I asked them that please make one eco club which can just only work on the planting trees, just looking or taking care of the ecosystem in our school. So that worked a lot. We planted lot many trees in our school's area. Then after that, I met one of my math teacher. His name is Saurabh Parmar. So he really worked good in blood donation things. So I talked to him and I share an idea that if you are donating bloods to the people free of cost, then you must ask them to plant one tree in return of that whenever they get time, and share the photo with us so that we can even more like we can even motivate more people regarding this. So it is working very good. Like whenever he gives somebody blood free of cost, he asks them to plant one tree and give him a photograph of that. And after that, I also come in contact with many NGOs who are working in such kind of field. So I was not a front end worker in this field, but I back end I always help them, like whenever they ask that we are in need of money for planting trees, and we really need your help in that. So I always try to help them in that regard. Also whenever it, one or two months before, I was just talking to farmers of my village, and I motivated them to plant more and more trees, and I explained them the benefit of planting trees, and they were like, yes, sure, we will do that. So why this after that I also talked to my college administration, and we again will run eco club in a college, and now we work on a small basis to plant trees in Uttarakhand, place to place. So
Very
this was all
nice.
about my journey, and I am just I am more and more excited to do such kind of work, because this is how we can save our ecosystem. And we know that what is ecosystem is basically go into a cycle, and if one thing is missing out of that, then whole cycle is getting disturbed. So we should look into that, and that will help a
Your
lot.
your 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 Wi-Fi is really lagging, so we'll stop there. Thank you so much, and great work you're doing to the eco clubs from your college. Brilliant. So thank you. Keep up the good work, Abiral, and many
Yes,
more awards coming up for you also. And keep doing the good work.
thank you, sir.
And we should publish their stories on karmanishum.com. So this is how we are bringing the 1.3 billion people together to kind of creating those 13 billion trees, Francisco. Sanchi, do you want to share your story? Keep it brief and keep it short. Short,
Yeah,
sweet, simple, succinct.
surely.
Go ahead, man.
So, what I have done is like I was really motivated and inspired when I was in school. Like, our principal used to take us to Taudevilal Botanical Gardens to let us, plant trees and small little saplings. So from there, I was really inspired. So I took part in many tree plantation drives, which were organized by the Rotary Club in Gurgaon. As my father is a Rotarian, so I used to be an avid performer, and I used to always participate in these tree plantation drives there. And I used to go to like each and every botanical garden and many government schools also to go and raise awareness about this. And in between I was also working that whenever I used to get those rough sheets when I used to do my solve my math sums, and then all the rough sheets that were used up, I used to tear them up and make paper maches out of it and sell those bowls that I used to make or gift them to my friends on their birthdays. So yeah, that was one way which I could do, recycle at my own very individual and a small level, one bit and piece to just add up to the conservation. So this has been my journey, but yeah, I have been inspired and I would love to take part in more and more plantation drives once we all get to a normal pace and once we all get to go to places everywhere. After this pandemic, I would love to do more to just be a part of this. Thank
Great,
you.
Sanchi, and thank you so much for sharing that. I always say that the children and the youth are our future, and we have been unable to prepare a future for the youth. So it's time to prepare the youth to prepare a better future for the world and for society and the community at large. And I'm very happy to see that many of our children, many of our youth are rising to that occasion. Grown-ups normally try to teach children what to do, but we don't teach children. That's what we wrote in our Karma Kari Kid Power book, that we need to learn from children who are our future to see, touch, and change the future for the better. Because if we are leaving a world which is destroyed for our future generations, then what world are we living for them? So I think development has to kind of happen in sync and in synergy with also preserving future the nature side by side for the future. So we have Bhumi. Do you want to speak anything? Is Bhumi one of our young fellows?
Yeah, hello everyone. So I am basically from M3M Foundation team.
Right.
I'm part of the team where Sumant and Surbhi are working. I'm from M3M Foundation, and this is a great
Right, excellent.
initiative that you guys are taking. And as you have told, sir, that we have to take care of our future generation. We have taken a lot from the nature, and it is the time for us to return. And so we should. And this initiative, where per person planting 10 trees, that is a wonderful idea, and I'm happy to be part of M3M Foundation team and contribute to this initiative. Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. And M3M Foundation has been doing good work. Pleasure meeting with you, Bhumi, and thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. Surabhi ma'am, do you want to share your thoughts too?
She has some issue with her microphone.
Okay, okay,
From
okay.
M3M Foundation.
Manan, any thoughts that you want to share? Manan is a young writer, right?
Yes. Correct.
Manan,
Yeah,
are you all set to do the stories on Sanchi, Abiral, and of course Francisco's story is already up on the website. You have any thoughts
sure,
to share,
sure.
Manan?
Yes. I'm wanna make one thing like
Go ahead.
since very childhood, our school used to organize various social campaigns for tree plantings and visiting NGOs. But one thing I have recognized, like in children, my classmates as well, plant a tree and kept it go for a year. Like we have to take care of it as well. So for that, along with my agency I'm working, we have recognized a digital campaign of cashbacks, like plant a tree and send us the pictures along with that hashtags, and you will get hashtags payment cashbacks. And this is so far, and I have also written around 350 articles so far for as a guest posting for various websites and get it published there.
Wonderful.
So it's like a digital awareness.
Great, great initiative. Great, brilliant. And I think we should kind of speak about that bilaterally to understand more of what you're doing and sync it with the tree campaign.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you, Manan. Your Wi-Fi seems to be hanging and lagging also. So I think everyone's shared their thoughts. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing your thoughts. Francisco, finally, back to you again. Any closing insights that you would like to share with our audience who's watching on Facebook Live?
Yeah, as a musician, I hope to write more meaningful songs,
Very nice.
which will inspire a lot youth and people of all ages, I would say, into
Great.
doing some good for humanity and nature.
Yeah. I'd
Thank you,
just like to
Francis,
add,
because your lyrics were very meaningful and mindful, and thank you so much for that. Yes, go ahead, Itu.
I was just saying that, all of us here right now, maybe we could pledge to plant trees, 10 of them starting from today. And, the weather is improving, the rains are going to come. Remember to plant trees that are friendly for, birds and, are in for the environment that you're living in, the geography, and keep that in mind. And also keep in mind to nurture the trees. So let's pledge to plant 10 trees today itself. So I pledge to plant 10 trees and send photographs to boost and give impetus to the champagne.
Thank you, Itu. And yes, it's very important not to just plant trees, but also nurture them so that they grow. And there's someone who posted on Facebook Live talk that
Right?
he
Yeah.
he planted almost around how many trees, as he said? Planted over 1,500 trees, and 60% of them have survived. So it's very important not just to plant trees, but also to nurture them. Otherwise, it just becomes lip service, like what most of the bureaucrats do when some ministers are visiting the area, right? They plant the tree saplings, and then the saplings are conveniently forgotten. So I think that's very important to nurture them so that at least 60 to 70% of them survive and become a part of the ecosystem and the culture. And Abiral, the Chipko movement was started by Sundarlal Bahugana, who was nominated for the Karmavir award a few years back, but then
Yes,
he
sir.
couldn't he couldn't make it, and we don't give the award in absentia, so we didn't give the award to him. But he was nominated for the Karmavir Puraskar award. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Aishwarya. Thank you, Sanchi, Surbi, Bhumi, for joining in. Thank you, Itu, Sumanji, Abiral, and Francisco. Pleasure having you with us, Francisco. And thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for
Thank you.
everything that you're doing. Thank you, Nishant, for putting all this together. So if any of you have any closing insights, please feel free to share, and then we shall pack up. Aishwarya, you have an insight to share?
Oh, yes, so as a kid, I remember we used to have, at school, we used to have tree drives and plantation drives. And I was so fond of doing all of those because
Right.
as a kid, I used to go to my farmhouses and plant, and I used to plant like a lot of seasonal fruits. And as a small kid, I used to really pluck them off as well. So it was a very nice journey. Like, I heard of everyone talk about it, and it's completely nice. And now I see, I have two small kids, and now when I take them to the farmhouse,
Right.
they want to pluck the lemons and the mangoes from the trees, and it's something amazing. And everyone said, it's all about giving back to the nature and the system, and being a part of the ecosystem.
Right. Very true.
So of course it's very important to not plant, even nurture them. So I have so many more childhood memories of plants from my school days to college days to even now, like with the foundation we do couple of plantation. It's, I think, something which is very nice. And right, likely said, 1.3 billion people, everyone planting 10 trees, 13 billion, that's really a great number to achieve. And
Yes.
if we see it that way, that if every person is just doing 10 trees, it's not something which is you can't
Absolutely.
achieve. It's something looks very easy. But when you see the bigger number, it's like,
Absolutely.
whoops. When I saw it, I was like, wow, 13 billion. And when I see how nicely, Jerry, you said it, every person just 10 trees. And I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Aishwarya,
So
why
yeah.
don't you write your story and we put it up on the website of the tree?
Perfect. I'll have something
It would
nice.
inspire a lot of people.
Yes. So, that's what I'm saying, because, I remember there used to be these kitchen garden associations as well, where I was saying. So we used to have those invites of those, and my mom used to go for it. And there used to be so many names. So I attended one of the workshops as a kid, and I saw, oh my God, there are so many varieties of trees, and there's so many different species and names. And I remember I was, I think, in the 11th grade or 12th maybe, and I was like, wow, I'm like so oblivious to so many species. And it just struck to me that, okay, what world am I living in? For us and for so many of my friends that age, trees were just some trees growing. They didn't know the species, they didn't know the varieties, they didn't know what was a herb and what was orchard. They couldn't really differentiate that time. But I did those classes at Kitchen Garden Association, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. It really added on to my knowledge. Of course, it's something which is never ending, but I think it was a nice thing, and I still have fond memories of it. So of course
So
I'll
let's
write
pen
out
down your
something. And
memories, Aishwarya. Let's pen down your
definitely,
memories and get them over on the thing
definitely,
to
I
inspire
will.
Absolutely.
more.
I will do that.
And Aishwarya, what you said, we all climbed trees, we played on trees. I,
Yes,
I think it's a
yes,
part of the growing up. And one of
true.
the things that we say in our ex-Karmavir Global Fellowship circles is that, the we all like to blame the country that it is dirty. And I
True,
always say
true,
that if 1.3 billion people start cleaning their backyard and their neighborhood, the
true.
country will turn clean in 1 month, maybe 1 week,
Yes,
right?
very
It's not
true.
difficult. But most of us end up doing lip service or photo ops when we are doing the Swachh Bharat
True.
mission. We started Swachh Bharat mission, Aishwarya, just like
Yes.
this in Goa. But
Okay,
when
okay,
Manohar Parikar joined us to clean. This was in 2012. Then
okay,
Parikar was not even, I mean, he had just become the chief minister of Goa. So I had worked
okay,
with him on his campaign, and he came and he started cleaning the creeks and the streets of Panjim. And then
okay,
later, of course, through Parikar, we influenced Narendra Modi to make Swachh Bharat. We wanted to make it a voluntary campaign. He made it into a mandate. Anyway,
okay.
so similarly with 13 billion trees, when we thought about that goal, it did sound overwhelming and intimidating, but
True.
it is the smartest goal. It is there's a concept called smart: specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound.
True.
And in our Mojo Inspirator book, we've taken smart to the next level. Smart is squared, which basically is much more than smart, right? And it's the smartest goal
Mm,
because, like I just
true.
explained, if 1.3 billion people, and those are registered Indians. I don't even want to fathom how many
True.
unregistered Indians are there.
The
If all
strategy behind it, sorry, Jerry, I'm interrupting, is very apt, I would say. The
Yes, yes.
strategy that, I'm thinking from the business perspective view, the strategy is apt. You'd
Yes,
really done the
absolutely.
math
It's about
calculation perfect.
inspiring people. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's about
Sorry.
yes, yeah, very simple math and inspiration for Indians to understand that they, in their own way, can own small way can make a huge significant difference. Mission is that
True.
it's not selfless, it's not altruistic, it's not about giving back.
True.
Whatever we are doing to create and preserve nature, to sustain and preserve nature, we are doing for our own future generations. So I actually see it as selfish, because your children, my children, what's the point?
True.
Couples around the world, Aishwarya, I don't know if you know about this, but there's research done where couples around the world much hope in the world. And one can say that they're being too pessimistic,
True.
but at the same time there is a reality check also over here, because the world is just kind of getting destroyed at a very furious pace in a VUCA world, right? VUCA is
Totally
volatile,
agree.
uncertain, this, and we just inspire people. And then of course there are several people like Francisco who are taking our message and creating awareness and sensitizing people. And then Mr. Mohit Chadda also has sent us a couple of songs which have been made by some other
Yes.
musicians who are also
Yes.
inspiring people to plant trees. So idea is to bring all that energy together, and then 13 billion trees is not a dream, but it's a smart goal.
Yes, I totally
So thank you
agree.
so much, everyone. Have a great evening and good night. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining in.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you,
Thank
Aishwarya.
you.
So
Thank you,
thank
sir.
you
Thank
Thank
so
you,
much
ma'am.
for all of you. Thank you, Francisco, for
Thank
joining
you.
in, and thank you for making the song. And pleasure having you with us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Good night. Namaste.
Good night, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good night.
Namaste.